I just returned from 2 jam-packed days of garden hopping in Phoenix with my partner in all things gardening and food, Jack Davis at Epic Yard Farm. I met some wonderful ladies, some we dropped in on, and some were expecting us. Take a look at day 2. While we waited for the attendees of her talk the day before to arrive for a garden tour, Jack showed me new developments in the front yard.
The angel red pomegranate.
Wonderful.
Kind of a fail.
But how beautiful. Now those seeds are not quite red, are they?
It's because of our summer kind of bleach doesn't let them go red.
But they're ripe.
But they're ripe.
Okay. A friend of hers who's a food critic found this seed where?
At the Oriental store.
Dried already, obviously.
Yeah, it's a
and
dried pepper.
Of this pepper that's very rare, and she has gone to her local grower, and they are trying to grow out this seed, and it's doing beautifully in her garden. So
compared to chiltepin, this heat is about the same level as chiltepin, but it lasts a little longer, it will linger, and it's kind of a warmer, not as sharp of a spiciness. We have a sweet potato vine that's taking over a little bit. Volunteer chiltepin pepper planted by birds. The Facing Heaven hot pepper. Yellow pear tomato. This is the time we have a lot of beautiful tomatoes coming in, peppers coming in.
Oh, right before Thanksgiving. Right. Wonderful. This mixture of species continues all throughout the garden.
Yes.
Because that's really your specialty. Tell me about it.
We practice polyculture. It's basically mixing different species and different varieties of plants together to prevent giving pests a buffet, a roll of the same type of plants to eat. So this confused the bugs.
A lot of people worry that when they grow edibles right by the sidewalk, that people will take the... Have you noticed that happening very much?
Our neighbors don't touch our plants. We only had one incident of a bell pepper theft. And I put out a little sign saying, you know, we don't appreciate you stealing it, but if you ever want to try any of our food, knock on our door.
That's the way I think.
To share, but please don't steal it without telling us.
I see something in here. What is this orange thing in here?
This is a calamandine. It's a hybrid of kumquat.
So is that a bush or a tree? Okay.
I've seen it grown into a full-size tree.
And how does it taste? What do you...
It's very tart, but it has very amazing aroma. Well, usually it's cut in half and squeezed on top of stir-fry rice or noodles, especially for Philippine. I know in Thailand they will slice this and put it on top of kind of hot and sour soup or noodle dish.
Ooh, I smell it. It smells...
You can smell it. But it also makes amazing lemonade.
Ooh, I bet.
Yeah. So it's a very special citrus for us. But every Filipino we know look at this and they go crazy. They want a lot of it.
I want to get one.
I do write down all the different varieties and species I have. Right now we have probably 95 different fruit trees.
Wow.
Fruit trees and bushes, and then all the different vegetables and perennials, probably about 50, 55-ish.
Wow.
Of different, so a lot of them are still very young. So you can see these pear trees. This is a sugar pear, and it's already producing fruiting bud at this stage. and it probably won't grow any taller, but we may get fruit from it this coming spring or next spring. I have a persimmon saved in the backyard on the tree that we can harvest and taste. Just for you.
Wonderful, thank you. Go over there and point. That pepper plant is enormous. And that is the native tiny little pepper. And she cuts it all the way back to a foot from the ground.
So you can see all this new growth. And you can see it's way taller than me.
That's incredible.
Here's another one back here. There is a gentleman in Seattle that purchased green chotapin peppers from me, especially for fresh eating, and he'll pop them like candy almost.
Wow. So, are they hot when they're green?
Yes, and they last a lot longer because that oil stays longer when it's still fresh. So we added 2 pear trees. They're Asian pear trees. And I plan to graft other Asian pears onto each of them as they grow older.
You will?
I will.
Graft them, yeah.
This is red currant.
Oh.
Common in northern California. And I'm growing them specifically for hummingbirds and birds. This Persian lime tree hopefully will fill in and block a lot of the late afternoon sun in the summertime for some of these more delicate plants that is understory.
Is this the hyacinth bean?
It will continue to grow and bloom all the way through December, and after maybe 3 or 4 freezes, then it will die back. And I just pull everything out and start again in May.
And here's your new gate. Very nice. And is this water you're saving here?
So this is where we first started.
Jack began the tour by describing the benefits of growing moringa in the desert. Moringa leaves, flowers, and seed pods are all edible and highly nutritious.
They use all the energies to produce fruit. They kind of just need a little time to bounce back. I'll wait until they're completely yellow, and I'll water this really well and just pull all those stalks up. Some people will cut them, but those stumps that's left will cause deformation of the new spears because they're trying to wiggle their way out of that. So if you want straight, beautiful spears, that pulling method is what I would recommend. Caper berry is more rare than the caper flowers that the flower buds that you usually see and eat, and they're tiny like this. But those are flower buds that haven't opened yet. And then if you grow them and you harvest the flower buds, you don't get to enjoy the beautiful flowers from the caper plant.
You helped shape that, or it did?
Yeah, when I bought it, it was a single stalk.
Oh, okay.
And I cut it where I want it to stop growing. And then once you do that, it starts putting out side branches. This one is kombucha with roselle and pomegranate.
Wow.
So feel free to come over.
Thank you.
See if this year's one. Anybody else want to try this? The kombucha?
You should try it here. So many, so good. It's better than GT or Roselle or Tart.
Where's your roselle?
You know what's funny? This year I actually didn't plant them because I ran out of room.
Yeah, it makes sense. And it creates a lot of food because it's tropical. You know, has a regular texture. And they use the pond digger.
Yeah. Ours will be 3 in May. Yeah.
I will definitely cut this back this winter to about here. And we took a picture after a frost night. There was no frost underneath here next to the pond in that planter. And then you see that divider wall, the retaining wall. All the ground on the right side of that retaining wall has a blanket of frost. And it's just that little divide where it's next to a pond and not next to a pond. And that's
I've seen
all
that
it
happen.
needed.
Frost actually moves like water through a
Yeah, it
landscape. The low
It's a
spots and
current.
it's
Yeah.
it's a current.
This is a Chinese jujube, and we're going to take a taste test of that and the Jamaican cherry.
Jamaican cherry and the Giro persimmon.
It's so interesting because it's kind of like, it's sweeter than an apple.
Yep. And this variety is juicy and crunchy, not like the Lee and the Lang. There's a tiny bit of tartness you can taste at the end.
All right, I'm going to say that. It has such a unique flavor.
There's no other fruit
There's
with that
nothing
flavor.
like it.
So this is
It's really unusual. It's good, but very unusual.
Giro persimmon, our first crop of persimmon ever
Right.
in our garden that just came off the tree.
Mm.
We saved this for you
How many-
specifically.
Oh, you've only gotten 2 total in your whole garden? And I get 1. Isn't that what are friends for? Wonderful.
And this is the type that's non-astringent, so you can eat it like an apple.
Wow. It's very mild. It was really good. Great texture. Jack has one more treat for us, a shot of kombucha.
Yes.
And this is,
This one is special because it's infused with Chinese jujube harvest from that tree
Wonderful.
and goji berry next to the pond.
oh, wonderful.
And this one is our roselle and the pomegranate also from the garden.
Oh, she's making these wonderful fresh fruit kombuchas that are just incredible. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
You like it?
No, I'm not kidding. That is really interesting. Wait, it's the jujube and
Chinese jujube and goji berry.
oh, wow. That is so wonderful. I come over here maybe a couple times a year because it's such a food movement in Phoenix, and Jack is connected with so many wonderful gardeners. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next video.